All right, we will call the November 28th FARGODOME Authority meeting to order. You have the agenda in front of you. One addition we'll make to the additional items, the OBG hospitality document. We'll have a discussion, Rob will have a discussion about that, so we'll add that. Are there any other additions to the agenda?
Move to accept as presented.
We got a first by Dave, second by Rick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say sign. Motion carries. All right. You have the minutes in front of you, so if you please take a look at those. If there are no changes, I'd entertain a motion to accept.
Motion to accept.
Got a first by Troy,
Second.
second by Blake. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right. Is there any old business to bring in front of the authority?
You have none?
New business, general manager's report, Rob.
All right, we'll start on page 3. The financials for the month of October. As always, the month is on the left-hand side, year-to-date is on the right-hand side. Looking at the month of October, we had 7 events with 56,782 attendance, so just slightly above the budgeted 55,000. Attendance, we have total event income of 520,800. Indirect expenses of just about $432,000, so we had a net surplus for the month of October of just over $269,500, which was a favorable comparison to the budgeted amount of just about $83,000 for the month. On the event side, Nickelback was above budget. That's a little bit skewed. If you recall, when we do our budgets, we do 8 total concerts, with 6 of them are kind of in that 8,500 range, and then 2 of them are smaller in that 3,000 to 4,000. Well, we've already run 5 of the 6 large ones, saving the last one for Shania in November. And so this is running the last of the smaller concerts, so it's only about a $70,000 or $80,000 budget line item instead of the $140,000 for an August show. But so we were $200,000 above that with Nickelback. The NDSU side, 2 NDSU football games, slightly below budget, lower attendance, which just kind of affects the ancillary event. Still good, but has a slight effect on that. The big one, Arts and Craft Fair, was slightly above budget with the net services income, about $4,500 above budget, and then $3,800 above budget on the amateur sports with strong attendance at the FM athletics events, and another busy meeting for month in October, slightly above budget there. On the expense side, labor was about $5,500 below budget, with the 1 full-time staff position open. Operations was pretty much right on budget. Slight difference above budget on the steam heating and cooling, but had lower electricity. And then the concessions contract, food and beverage management fees are above budget. Obviously, those are sales based, so as we have more sales for events, those come in higher. Any questions for the month of October? Overall, then, for the 10 months through October 31st, we have a net surplus of $554,000 and change, which is very favorable compared to a budget of $34,900. You can kind of see the year-to-date on the event side of things. With the concerts, had a very strong concert year, had a good NDSU football year. The different things there on the expense side. Labor continue, will kind of recover a little bit, but November, frankly, was a pretty big overtime month in the first couple of months, or first couple of weeks with everything that was going on here. But overall, very good. Again, talking with Zach, and he and I talking back and forth. Very comfortable compared to budget, as we've mentioned before. So we are looking at some additional purchases kind of in this late part of November to match the revenue streams, just getting some different small wares for the suites and different things such as that. Any questions on any of the financials, with the note that we do feel very very comfortable of performing better than budget for 2020.
Mr. Chair, the financials were received and reviewed and approved at the Finance Committee, so at this time right now, I'd like to make a motion to accept the month of October and the year-to-date through October 2023 financials as presented.
Blake,
Yes.
Troy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Angie. Yes. Rick,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
All right, moving on, page 17 then, since our last meeting, which was October 31st, right? Was it? I still on my sugar high apparently. I lost my memory. But we went right into the Minnesota high school football section days that have been here since 1993. We had 4 football games on Thursday the 2nd, and then 5 Minnesota high school football games on Friday the 3rd. Had an overnight conversion to get the turf off of the floor, and then had a lot of people in on Saturday the 4th on the novelty side, on the operations side, and the services side, food and beverage side, getting things ready for the concert. Then had Shania Twain on Sunday, December 5th, over 18,000 for that, so very well received. Another changeover back into football turf, and hosted the Dakota Bowl, which is the North Dakota High School State Football Championships, 4 games on Friday, November 10th. And then NDSU hosted their regular season finale versus Southern Illinois on Saturday, November 11th. And then the Gold Star Band had their annual kind of season-ending marching and Sounds of the Gridiron concert on Sunday the 12th. Building was converted back out of football turf, and the sport court put down for the North Dakota High School State volleyball combined Class A and B volleyball tournament. So that's the 2 courts on the field or on the floor in the basketball set, with both classes going at the same time on Thursday and Friday, the 16th and 17th, and then the championship and placing matches on Saturday the 18th. Another quick conversion back to the full building, and then we did host Fill the Dome again. They moved in on Sunday the 19th with the food coming in on the 20th, and their press conference and loading it out to the Great Plains Food Bank on the 21st. As always, it's good to see the high school groups in the community come together and do something that's very, very positive for the community, and particularly the Great Plains Food Bank. Right after that, the turf came back out again, and NDSU hosted Drake for the first round of the FCF playoffs this past Saturday, and won, so they're moving on. Any questions, comments from the board for past events?
Turf's moving in and out okay? The new motors are on, right?
No, the motor conversion will actually happen here in 2 weeks, December 10th. We do have challenges moving the turf in and off. Frankly, it was a very scary moment at midnight on Saturday morning, the 4th, when I got a call and was told that the turf wasn't moving. So we came out, and we were able to, the operations and others, troubleshooted a lot of different things, and we were able to add something to the checklist of the troubleshooting. And in the end, the important part is it got off the floor and it works. And we have another thing to check if we have issues. But yes, the motors will be coming. That conversion will start Sunday, December 10th. Should take a week. We'll cycle the turf when that is done, and then we'll see how the football turf reacts to that. And if there are discrepancies that aren't correctable, then we'll be having conversations with AstroTurf about what the next steps are to fix that. But moving forward from today, now this Thursday, we will have the Health Tech and Trades Career Expo. That changed this year. That's actually an event contracted by the Fargo Moorhead West Fargo Chamber, so thank you to them for taking it on, which supports the local school districts. And what that is an opportunity for Fargo, West Fargo, Moorhead, and many surrounding. I think there's 50 plus schools that send their freshman class through it to just kind of experience the different opportunities in the trades, nursing, technical career settings that they may want to pursue instead of maybe your traditional four-year degree and go the technical route instead, and get a flavor for all of that. So that loads in, has the event and loads out this Thursday, November 30th. And then, frankly, at this point in time, given where we're at, I think a lot of people are going to be in front of a TV or watching Twitter or doing something on December 2nd to see what the results of two certain games in particular are, to see what we're doing the following weekend. If they go one way, we'll be working. If they go another way, then FARGODOME will get to experience having some weekends off in December for the first time in 13 years, which is unfortunate, but selfishly might be kind of nice.
Come here basketball with us if you want.
I might come to spectate it, which leads us up in a reminder. So it's December, so it's an early authority meeting. There are no committee meetings, but the next FARGODOME Authority meeting will be Wednesday, December 13th.
What time do you want to ask the group?
That's where I was going to say at, and then you were going to fill in the time, because then immediately following that is the FDA social at 5:30, so probably at 4:30. A meeting for the FDA on the 13th, Wednesday. And then we wrap up the year with Rumble on the Red, and we kick off what will be a very busy first 4 months of the year, with right now events on all but 1 or 2 weekends through the second week in April.
Do we look at November financials on the 13th?
They will not be prepared. I've tried year after year, and I thought maybe now that there's a switch and a more efficient system in place, that they'd be able to come through. But no, they will not be done. We typically set that 18 to 20 as the time frame. We'll have a pretty good idea of what they'll look like. And I think through year end, we're looking in that 200-ish or above range, compared to a budget of about 10, 15,000. It was a very strong concert. It was a very busy year. We had a lot of events, and actually 2024 kicks off. Like I said, a lot of events, but a lot of weird events that, Feed My Starving Children, something we've never done, a different use of the building. We got Disney on Ice coming back, which will be a great event. We have Cody Johnson in May, Mercy Me in April, still trying to work out some throws possibly in April, and then go through what we have a lot of activity. If there are no other questions or comments, that would conclude my report.
Very good, thank you. We'll go to 3B committee reports. David.
All right, item number 1, October financials. We've approved those, so we'll go on to item B, which is the insurance renewal updates. It was provided to us through Ben and Ryan at Dawson Insurance, Marsh McLean. They gave us an overview on 2024 insurance, providing us information that K&K is providing their liability insurance for $126,459, and Zurich is providing the property insurance for $239,727,000 for a total of $380,000 and change. This was received at both the Building and the Finance Committee and accepted to proceed forward with both K&K and Zurich. The next item was the food purveyor approval, and this was provided to the Finance Committee and the Building Committee. Zach had done a food purveyor RFP evaluation form, which if you turn to page 27, you can see there was a evaluation form that was looked at, discussed, and concluded that the based on total scores, that Cisco system was the best selection for food purveyor going forward. It was received, voted on, and accepted to move forward with Cisco. Item D is the project and capital updates, and Rob provided information that they're still working on the turf mechanic side of things and making progress on that. And item E is the escrow balance performance reports. Again, that is information we received, no action required. With that, Mr. Chair, that will conclude the finance and building report.
All right.
Blake,
Yes.
Troy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy, Eric, Rick,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
All right. Go to item 3C, FARGODOME remodel and convention center. Anything?
I don't know if Dan or David have anything. Just a reminder to everybody that vote is a week from today.
Yes.
Tuesday, December 5th, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. FARGODOME, Fargo Civic Center in Romano by Wyndham on 13th Avenue. The absentee ballots are still available. I don't know when the cutoff to request online and have them mailed out to you, but I do know that you would actually be able to go to Fargo City Hall to the auditor's office on Monday of next week, December 4th. I'll request the ballot in person. There'll be a slight delay while the auditor's office just double checks to make sure you are an eligible voter and can receive a absentee ballot. They'll hand you the ballot. You can fill it out and turn it in at that time as well. Otherwise, so that December 4th will be the cutoff for when you can vote absentee. And the election will start at 7 a.m. the next morning, Tuesday.
With, as we were told at the Citizens Rematch in the FARGODOME, hopes that there would be guidance coming in later that night, 10-ish, 11. So,
And will the local radio stations then be covering that?
I would assume so.
All right. We will go to 3D, FARGODOME Building Committee membership update. Troy.
So we discussed this at the tail end of the building committee last week. Jeff Folk, with his commitments to the State Board of Higher Ed, has expressed interest to move away from the building committee, and we respected that and wanted to find a replacement before we moved on it. But between Mike and I, have been talking to Brent DeCree, who's a project manager on campus at NDSU. Works with HVAC and the trades. I think he'd be a good addition to that skill set to the building committee. So visited with him as he's willing to serve. So with that, I'd offer it as a motion to add Brent to the building committee.
All right. Any questions? I'll second. We got a second by David. So we'll do roll call.
Blake,
Yes.
Troy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy. Yep. Rick,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Dan.
Yes.
All right. Additional items, OVG hospitality. Rob.
All right, as you recall, we have a service agreement in place with on the food and beverage side with the West Spectre, but they have been purchased or consumed, or whatever you want to call it, by OVG 360 or OVG Hospitality. Think back to the old days of Spectre or Global Spectrum, as far as the people who were involved with that. Everything comes full circle. Once the thing you realize in this industry really quick is be careful what you say and who you say it to, because it's probably going to either bite you in the butt or pay off for you eventually, and as everybody just circulates around. But so the existing agreement that is in place right now, that we have had in place since January 1st in 2016 with a couple of extensions, expires this December 31st. They have proposed, at my request, to put another 2-year extension onto that agreement, so it'd be from January 1st of 2024 through December 31st of 2025. Obviously, we've had discussions about some of the uncertainty of what direction the building is going. Also, the talk we've had in the past about liquor license and things such as that, working with the state legislature on that. The fee structure would remain the same, $3,000 base fee monthly, so a $36,000 base fee as a percentage of sales. It's been a good relationship. We can use as much or as little of their expertise as we desire. Casey Erickson, our food and beverage manager, has a good relationship with Chad Stoner, who is the regional person with that. So with that, I would be happy to attempt to answer any questions. And if there are no questions, would request that a motion to extend to Amy.
Just have a question. So, and that was not around when they were around initially, but, so for their fee, what exactly do they do for us? I mean, just,
You know, they're there to bounce questions off, do things such as that, but it also allows the building to hold a liquor license and keep all of that revenue with the building versus putting it, giving more off to another organization that might be here.
and the 4, 7, or 10%, what is we paid them in the past, typically under the percentage?
You know, again, it's based on sales, so it's usually the overall value of the contract. It'll 120 to 150,000 a year, 160,000,
36,000, yeah, well, they.
But then 4, 7, 10 is just a continuation of what it was the last go around we did.
Any other questions? Is there anybody in?
Move to approve.
We got a motion by Rick, second by Troy.
Then roll call again, Blake,
Yes.
Troy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Nancy. Yes. Rick,
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Was there anything else to add? If not, we will adjourn. Thank you. Thanks.